If you didn't play the Extreme Jump Battle Challenge on this last rotation, you've gotta find a way to get into it later on. It's everything we wanted challenges to be. So much fun, changes everything about how you play, and it's so goofy. Here's what I was able to figure out in 2 hours. First of all, there are a whole bunch of shortcuts now that weren't possible before. On Umami, you can squid roll from ground level to top mid, you can jump from here, not all the way up to Dome, but up to the grate next to it. You can also squid roll off this wall to get on the bridge over here. Watch out for charger positions that aren't normally possible, like this one up here. Every E-leader is going to splat someone early on by being up there in a place that no one's conditioned to look for. When you're deeper into their base, you can't make it up here from ground level, but you can jump from the yellow and black striped guardrail, because it's just the slightest bit higher. There are all sorts of jumps to get on or off the tower from various places that you can mess around with. On Museum, you can't get up to the enemy platform here, but you can from further to the right where it slopes a little more. Once there, jumping around on their spinner and over to their top right is pretty easy, making it simple to get onto the grates and use those to make it across or to go further forward into the right-hand side there. But it's not the only way that you can get up there anymore, because there's a squid surge right here that you can use to reach the top left without ever having to go through mid. Flanking weapons are just going to be up there constantly. In combat, if you're really trying to play to win, jumping is often not the right call, just like it isn't normally. It's actually worse a lot of the time, because you're up in the air for even longer, which gives the opponent more time to get their aim on before you can land and accelerate again. That said, the initial jump is a pretty fast acceleration, and it can throw people off in a pinch, and a lot of people are just going to jump constantly anyway, and I can't blame them. It's really fun. Everyone's trying out AoE weapons because you can hit those airborne players with the splash damage even if your aim isn't on perfectly. But I was also having a lot of success with the Splattershot Pro and kiting something like a Tri-Slosher or a short-range blaster running at me. I wasn't as successful on short-range shooters while jumping because they just don't quite have the range to take full advantage of being up in the air to see over cover, so a lot of the time it just meant exposing yourself to the enemy players. The jumps were, however, useful for using shortcuts to get in behind people, and if you stayed grounded, a short-range shooter is still a short-range shooter, so if your goal is to get the highest power, I'd recommend playing those weapons lame and only jumping when you need to for traversing the stage, not for combat. Chargers are also really powerful, because a whole bunch of people are just going to be jumping way up above the cover they'd normally be hiding behind, and your jump height lets you get into positions they won't be looking for you in. Rollers are a little bit more awkward to use, because a lot of the time you'll be in midair for so long that there's no way to get a horizontal flick when you want it. So on the way down, you're forced to vertical flick, and that might be a little bit on the slow side for you. The only special that transforms your player character that didn't have some increase to the jump height was the Inkjet exhaust boost. Kraken jumps higher, Crab jumps higher, Zipcaster jump off a wall goes crazy, Inkvax can hop through enemy ink a lot better than they could before. Try them all out, they've got some new potential applications. I hope Nintendo sees us respond better to this challenge and makes more that are like this, that are really fundamentally changing the game and bringing novelty to it. I haven't had this much pure fun with the game since the month or two after launch. I want this in private battles, I want it to happen much more often and last longer. Give us one with increased swim speed, one where weapon range is doubled, one where the Rainmaker shot is 3 times as slow but fires a Booyah Bomb. I want them to go crazy with it and give us more and more experiences of playing the game like it's new again. The last of 3 chances to play is at 2 PM Eastern Time, so try it out then if you can, but if not, look for future Extreme Jump Battle challenges. They're the real deal.